Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States and the Prime Minister of Japan.
Thank you very much. Today I'm greatly honored to welcome my good friend, Prime Minister Abe of Japan, to the White House. Over the past 16 months, the Prime Minister and I have worked closely together to address common challenges, of which there are many, seize opportunities, and advance the interests of our nations. Today, we have had another deeply productive and very valuable discussion. We have developed not only a strong working relationship over the last year and a half, specifically 503 days, but a great personal friendship. I was honored by the tremendous hospitality the Prime Minister showed me when the American delegation went to Japan last year. It was really something very special. And we had the Prime Minister and Mrs. Abe as our guest at Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach. The steadfast alliance between Japan and the United States is an enduring force of peace and stability in the Pacific region and around the world. From the beginning of my administration, the Prime Minister and I have been working to expand our cooperation in a range of areas, including defense and commerce, which is what we discussed today, as I prepare to meet next week with Kim Jong-un. And I want to bring up the fact that the Prime Minister and also President Moon of South Korea were extremely helpful, cooperative, and they'd like to see something happen. Be great for North Korea, South Korea, be great for Japan, the United States, and the world. Our partnership has been invaluable in reaching this important moment, and we will continue to be in very close communication in the weeks ahead, including the issue of Japanese abductees, which I know is of great personal importance to Prime Minister Abe. I hope the upcoming meeting in Singapore represents the beginning of a bright new future for North Korea, and indeed a bright new future for the world. The denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula would usher in a new era of prosperity, security, and peace for all Koreans, North and South, and for people everywhere. Prime Minister Abe and I are also working to improve the trading relationship between the United States and Japan, something we have to do. The United States seeks a bilateral deal with Japan that is based on the principle of fairness and reciprocity. We're working hard to reduce our trade imbalance, which is very substantial, remove barriers to U.S. exports, and to achieve a fair and mutually beneficial economic partnership. And we're on our way. The Prime Minister was telling us just moments ago that they're buying billions and billions of dollars of additional products of all kinds, military jets, airliners from Boeing, lots of farm products. We're going to be doing a lot more business with Japan, which is what everybody wants to see. There has never been a better time to invest in the United States. Thanks to our massive tax cuts, historic deregulation, a strong trade policy, which has just really begun, because I will tell you over the years it has been an extraordinarily weak trade policy, the opening of American energy and a return to the rule of law, our economy is absolutely booming, best it's ever been. Unemployment is at the lowest level in nearly half a century. And for African American and Hispanic American workers, unemployment has reached its lowest level ever recorded. We welcome and encourage Japanese investors to open new plants and factories in the United States, and that will happen. The Prime Minister has told me that will happen. We want new auto plants going into Michigan and Pennsylvania and Ohio, and many of our states that have them and some that don't, and they'll be doing that. Japan has also remained a critical partner in our efforts to promote a free and open Pacific region where sovereign nations uphold the rule of law, respect the rights of their neighbors, and honor the interests of their people. These core principles allowed diverse nations to thrive and prosper all together in one beautiful, peaceful atmosphere. We're all happy about it. It's what's happening now. Prime Minister Abe, it is a true privilege to work with you. You've become my great friend. I want to thank you for being here at the White House, for our meetings today, so productive. I'm also very proud to say that the bonds between our nations are stronger than ever before, and I know that together we can unlock incredible new opportunities, achieve remarkable new prosperity, and ensure the safety and security of our citizens for a very, very long time to come. And that's what we intend to do. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister.
Mr. President,
サミット、そして
I am so grateful
米
to
朝
you for this
首脳
meeting
会談を控え、
that
大
you
変お
offered
忙しい
with
時に
great hospitality
こう
at
して
such busy
これを
time as
温まる
G7 summit and
歓待を
US
いただい
North
たことに
Korea summit
御礼を申
meetings
し上げたいと
are
思い
upcoming.
ますそして
I
同
also
盟国として常
would
に
like to express my
私たちを温
appreciation
かく
to the people of the
迎え
United
てくれ
States
る
for
アメリ
always
カの国民
warmly
皆様にも
welcoming
深く
us
感
as
謝申
your
し上げたいと思い
ally.
ます5日後の
In
米
5
朝
days,
首脳
US
会談
North Korea summit
過去のどの
is
大統領
to
も
take
同じ
place.
閉じることができなかっ
First
た
of all, I would like to
決断
pay
を
my deep
下した
respect to the
トランプ大
outstanding
統領の
leadership
力
of
強い
President Trump
リーダー
as
シップ
he
に対し
made
てま
this
ず
decision that
これ
no
から
past
の敬意を
presidents
表
were
したいと
ever
思います
able to accomplish.
この1年半
In the last
私たちは本
18
当に多
months,
く
we
の
really
時間を
spent
かけて
many hours to
この
discuss
問題について話
this
し合ってき
issue.
ました過去の過
We
ちを
shall
決して
never repeat
繰り返し
the
ては
past mistakes.
大統領と
While
この
this
思いを完
thought
全
is
に
completely shared
共有する
between
中で
us, we are able
歴史
to
的な
witness
会
an
談へと
historic
たどり
talk
着くことができまし
which will take place shortly.
た本日
Today,
トランプ大統領
with
とは
President Trump,
北
our
朝鮮問題に
discussion
多
was
くの
focused on
時間を費やして話し合いました
issue
来た
of
るべ
North
き
Korea.
米朝首脳会談
What should we
さらに
do
はそ
as
の
we
後の
approach the upcoming
北東アジアの
US
平和
North
と
Korea
安定
summit,
に向け
as
て
well as for the peace and
私たちが
stability
何をなす
of
べきか
Northeast Asia after the summit?
そのことについて
On this topic,
時間をかけ
we
て
took good
相当
amount
突っ
of
込んだ
time and
率
carried
直
out
な意見交換を
in-depth
行う
and
ことができま
candid
した
exchange of views.
その詳細について今
I'm not able to talk
申
about
し
the
上げることは
details of what
でき
we
ませんが
discussed,
ただ一つ
but
申し上げること
one
ができ
thing
る
I
のは
can say is
日米
that
は
Japan
常に
and the United
共にある
States are always
シンガポールで
together.
行われる
I
歴
strongly
史的な
hope
会談の成
that
功を
this
強く
historic
期
summit
待していま
in
す
Singapore be a resounding success.
新潟
There
という
is a beautiful port town,
日本海に面した
Niigata, facing the Sea of
美しい
Japan.
港町に住む
A mere
わずか13歳の
13-year-old
少女が
girl living there was
北朝鮮によっ
abducted
て
by North Korea.
拉致をされましたそれから41年
45 years have passed
家族はただ
since
ひたすら
then,
に
during which time
その帰り
family
を願い
members single-mindedly
待ち続けて
prayed
き
for
ました
her return and kept on
ご両
waiting.
親も
The
高齢となり
parents became old.
残された時間が少
Remaining
なくなる
time
中で
is slipping away.
お元気なうちに
It is the long-held desire of the Japanese people
再び
to have her and all of
そ
the
の手で
abductees come home
抱きしめる
so
こと
that
が
the
できる
parents, while they are
全
healthy,
ての拉
can
致被害者が
embrace the
帰
girl
ってくる日
and
が
other
訪れる
abductees
ことを
again
日本国民
in
は切
their
に
arms.
願っています拉致問
Of
題を
course, I wish to
早期に
directly face North
解
Korea
決するため
and talk with them
私はもちろん
so that abduction problem be
北朝鮮と
resolved quickly. To this
直
end,
接
I am
向き合い
determined to
話し合い
take
たい
all
あ
possible
らゆる手段を
means.
尽くしていく決意ですそしてこの
On
拉致問
behalf
題の
of the citizens
解決
of
に対する
Japan, I would like to thank
トランプ大統
President
領をは
Trump
じめ
and the people of the
アメリ
United
カ国
States
民の皆様
for
の
their understanding
ご理
and
解と
support toward the
ご支援に
resolution of
日
the
本国民を代表して
abduction issue.
感謝申し上げたいと思います累次の安保理決議の完全な
Japan
履
will
行を
continue
求めてい
to
く
ask for complete
これまでの方針に
implementation
全
of
く
the
変更はありません
successive United Nations Security
拉
Council
致核
resolutions. There
ミ
is
サイルの
no
諸懸案
change
を
at
包
all
括的
for
に
Japan's policy
解決し
to seek comprehensive
北東アジアに
solution of the
真の
abduction,
平和が実現する
nuclear
ことを
and missile
我が国は
programs, and to
強く願っていま
realize
す。
real peace in
今
the
まさに
Northeast Asia. This is
そのた
what
めの
Japan strongly
大
hopes
きな
for.
一
Now,
歩を踏み出
a
そうと
major step forward is about to be
トランプ大
taken.
統領、あなたが
Donald, President
その
Trump,
新しい歴
you
史を作ろ
are
うとして
about to
日本
make
だけではありま
a
せん。
new history.
国際社会
Not
全
only
体が
Japan, but the
米朝
whole
首脳会談によ
international
って
community is
北東アジ
strongly
アの
looking
平和と安
forward
定に向けた
for the United
扉
States
が
North Korea
開くことを
summit
強
to
く
open doors
期待しています。
toward peace and stability
北朝
of the
鮮には豊
Northeast
富な
Asia.
支援があり
North Korea
勤勉
abounds
な
with
労
rich
働力があり
natural resources.
北朝鮮
North
が正しい
Korea has
道を歩
diligent
むのであれ
workforce.
ば
If North
明るい
Korea
未来を
is willing to
描
take
くこともでき
steps
る。
toward the right
我が国も
direction, North Korea
日朝
can see a bright
平壌
future
宣言に
ahead for
基づい
itself.
て
Japan,
不幸な過去を
based on the
清算し
Japan-North Korea
国交を
Pyongyang
正常化し
Declaration, is
経済
prepared
協力を
to
行う
settle
用意があり
the
ます。
unfortunate past, to normalize our
米中会議
diplomatic
の
relations, and to
役割を
provide
果たしていく
economic
考えです。
cooperation. Japan wishes to play the role
Donald,
as much as possible.
世界の
Donald,
平和と
I value
繁栄への
highly your strong
強い
commitment
コミットメント
to
を
world
深く
peace
評価します。
and prosperity.
そして米朝首脳会談の
In
成功に向け
closing,
て
I wish
日
to
本
add
としていかなる支
that
援も
Japan stands ready
惜しまない
to
こと
make
を
every effort
最後に
to assist
申し上
you
げます。
for the success
私
of
からは以上です。
U.S.-North Korea summit. Thank you.
Appreciate it. So we'll take a few questions, if we can start. John Roberts, go ahead.
Mr. President, on the subject, and I have a question for the Prime Minister as well. On the subject of North Korea, how far are you willing to go in terms of economic, security, political guarantees with Kim? Are you willing to move down the road toward normalizing relationships, normalizing relations with North Korea, as the Prime Minister suggested he was willing to at some point? You teased us as well out in the South Lawn here last week. You said that you might sign a peace deal to end the war. Where are you with that? And what was in the letter?
Well, the letter was just a greeting. It was really very nice. Perhaps I can get approval to put it out. It was really a very warm letter, a very nice letter. I appreciated it very much. And nothing other than we look forward to seeing you, and we look forward to the summit, and hopefully some wonderful things will work out. So it was really very warm, very nice. We appreciated it. I think, John, that we are going to we're going to have a great success. I don't think it will be in one meeting. I think it'll take longer than that. This has been going on for many, many decades. This is something that should have been solved by other presidents, as I've said often before, long before this point. They waited till the last second, and they shouldn't have waited. This should have been solved by many others. I'm not just saying President Obama. I'm saying other presidents. A long time ago, this could have been solved in a lot easier manner and a lot less dangerous manner. But it wasn't, so I'll solve it, and we'll get it done. As far as the Prime Minister is concerned, we will agree, and we have agreed, that we're going to be helping, if the deal is done, we're going to be helping North Korea. We're going to be working with China. We're going to be working with South Korea. President Xi of China has been terrific. The border has been certainly more closed than ever before. I'd like him to close it a little bit more, but it's been more closed than ever before. China has never worked with us this way, and, you know, I give him a lot of credit because, as you know, we're in a dispute as to the imbalance of trade. It's a massive imbalance in China's favor. It's been that way for many decades, and it should have also been handled by previous presidents, but it wasn't. So we'll handle that too. But I give President Xi tremendous credit, and I give President Moon tremendous credit. He really would like to see something happen. They've been living with the threat of war from their beginning, and it doesn't make sense. And I really believe that Kim Jong-un wants to do something. I think he wants to see something incredible happen for the people of North Korea. So we have a lot of great opportunities right now. Shouldn't have waited to this point, but we have a lot of great opportunity. John, please.
Again, Mr. President, would you be willing to go so far as to normalize relations with North Korea? And what about the idea of signing some sort of an agreement on the 12th to end the war?
Well, it could be. We could sign an agreement. As you know, that would be a first step. It's what happens after the agreement that really is the big point. But, yes, we could absolutely sign an agreement. We're looking at it. We're talking about it with them. We're talking about it with a lot of other people. But that could happen, but that's really the beginning. Sounds a little bit strange, but that's probably the easy part. The hard part remains after that. Normalizing relations is something that I would expect to do, I would hope to do when everything's complete. We would certainly hope to do that. I know that Prime Minister Abe and President Moon have told me very strongly that they are going to go and they will help them economically tremendously. Japan has a tremendous stake, and so do they. We, on the other hand, are very far away. We're very, very far away. But Japan will be helping. I believe China will be helping economically also. I think China wants to see something very good happen, very positive happen. And certainly South Korea has already stated their intentions. They will be very helpful. So there are a lot of good factors lined up for North Korea, a lot of tremendous factors that give it tremendous potential. It has tremendous potential because the people are great. And we would certainly like to see normalization, yes.
And, Prime Minister Abe, if I could address you as well. We know how important an issue the abductees is for you. President Trump said at Mar-a-Lago during your last meeting that it's a very important issue for him as well. We know about the medium-range ballistic missiles. Did you get an assurance from President Trump that he would address both of those in his first meeting with Kim?
Today, we had long hours of discussion with President Trump, good amount of discussion. On the issue of abduction, I was able to have a detailed discussion, and I think President Trump fully understands the situation. He supports the position of Japan. Last year, President Trump visited Japan. On that occasion, he met with the families of abductees. I told you about the 13-year-old girl abducted. The mother of this girl met with President Trump, and very seriously he intently listened to the voices and views of the family members. So President Trump, amongst the world leaders, I think he is one of the leaders who understands the issue the most, greatest. So at the upcoming summit, the importance of abduction would be explained to Mr. Kim Jong-un. What about the medium-range missiles? As I said earlier on in my statement, the Security Council's resolution must be implemented. All weapons of mass destruction and all ballistic missiles, these are the words used in the resolution of the Security Council. In other words, the Security Council resolution must be completely implemented. On this point, between Japan and U.S. and the international community share the same view. I'm convinced about it. Thank you. Mr. Yoshino of TBS, please. Next question, please.
TBS テレビのユサと申します。よろしくお願いします。トランプ大統領と安倍総理に伺いたいと思います。トランプ大統領、北朝鮮の非核化をめぐって最大限の圧力という言葉は使っておりませんけれども、圧力の設定は弱かったでしょうか。また非核化の期限についてですが、任期が終わる2020年が一つの目処になるでしょうか。安倍総理にお聞きします。圧力のかけ方、そしてその等については日米で完全に一致しているのでしょうか。改めてお聞かせください。
And my question to Prime Minister is how to apply pressure to North Korea and the tone of the language. Are you in full agreement, complete agreement with the United States? President Trump has stated that we are implementing sanctions, and those sanctions are very strong sanctions. He also stated that until North Korea takes the action, the sanctions will not be lifted. And Japan is in full agreement, and Japan's position is perfectly in alignment with the United States. And in our summit meeting this time, we had in-depth discussion with President Trump as to how we should respond to the North Korea. And as for the future policy on North Korea, inclusive of the U.S.-North Korea summit meeting, we had detailed coordination aligning our positions. As I have already mentioned, Japan and the United States are always together. Japan and the United States will be in full alignment to seek success for the historic U.S.-North Korea summit meeting in Singapore.
Yes, thank you very much. Maximum pressure is absolutely in effect. We don't use the term anymore because we're going into a friendly negotiation. Perhaps after that negotiation, I will be using it again. You'll know how well we do in the negotiation. If you hear me saying we're going to use maximum pressure, you'll know the negotiation did not do well, frankly. There's no reason to say it. We, in the meantime, haven't removed any sanctions. We have a list of over 300 massive, in some cases, sanctions to put on North Korea, and I've decided to hold that until we can make a deal, because I really believe there's a potential to make a deal, and I just don't think it's nice going in under those circumstances. But yes, the campaign hasn't changed. China has continued to hold the border. We, again, would like them to do more in that sense, but they've been really good, and the president has been very good. But maximum sanction is there. We are leaving all of the existing sanctions on. We have many, many sanctions to go, but I don't want to use them unless it's necessary. And I don't think it will be necessary, but we will soon know. Okay? Thank you. Sager and Jetty. Where's Sager? Daily Caller.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a question for the Prime Minister as well. Mr. President, under what you've said repeatedly that you are willing to walk away from the negotiations if they don't do well. Under what exact conditions would you be walking away from that summit? And if the summit does go well, will you be inviting North Korean leader Kim Jong-un to the United States?
Well, the answer is yes to the second part of your question, but certainly if it goes well. And I think it would be well received. I think he would look at it very favorably, so I think that could happen. All I can say is I am totally prepared to walk away. I did it once before. You have to be able to walk away. If you're not going to be able to walk away, we didn't walk away from the horrible Iran deal that was signed. And if you look at what's happened since I signed that deal, Iran, and in all fairness, I say it with great respect for the people of Iran, but Iran is acting a lot differently. They're no longer looking so much to the Mediterranean. They're no longer looking so much to what's going on in Syria, what's going on in Yemen, and lots of other places. They're a much different country over the last 3 months. And again, I say that with hope that maybe something can happen. But when you mention sanctions, we're putting sanctions on Iran, the likes of which nobody has ever seen before, including, frankly, North Korea. That would have been the next phase if we did it or find it necessary to do. But nuclear to me is always first, and we're going to be fine with respect to Iran. But we also, Sager, got something out of it that's very important. A lot of the people that write about this, some of whom I have great respect for, but they haven't picked it up. Iran is not the same country that it was a few months ago. They're a much, much different group of leaders. And I hope at some point they'll come to us and we'll sit down and we'll make a deal that's good for them and good for us and good for everybody. And it'll be great for Iran. I expect it to be, I want it to be great for Iran. But if they would have walked our side from some of the horrible provisions that you know as well as I do, and probably everybody sitting here knows, we could have had a great deal. Nothing wrong with the deal, but there's something wrong with that deal. We had a great opportunity to make a phenomenal deal. So I am totally prepared to walk. It could happen. Maybe it won't be necessary. I hope it won't be necessary to walk, because I really believe that Kim Jong-un wants to do something that is going to be great for his people and also great for his family and great for himself. Okay? Thank you very much.
Sir, if you do invite him to the White House, to the United States, would it be here at the White House or at Mar-a-Lago?
Maybe we'll start with the White House. What do you think?
Mr. Prime Minister, you are the only major world leader not to have a sit-down or a planned sit-down with Kim Jong-un. You hinted in your address today that you would be willing to do so on the matter of abductees. Do you have any plans currently to do so, and would it be focused solely on abductees, or would you be willing to have a separate denuclearization discussion with Kim Jong-un directly without the United States? Thank you.
Of course, on the issue of abduction, we have to resolve this problem. With Abe administration, this is of the highest priority. And if anything contributes to that resolution, if the talk leads to the solution of the problem between U.S. and North Korea, or between Japan and North Korea, meetings we wish to have on the issue of abduction in the final analysis, Chairman Kim Jong-un and between me, between Japan and North Korea, the problem has to be solved. Of course, Japan, for Japan, missile issue and nuclear issue, very important. Nuclear issue, missile issue, regarding these issues at the U.S. and North Korea summit meeting, first and foremost, I'm hopeful for the progress. And then on the issue of abduction, we will liaise, we will collaborate with the U.S. and the international community, and Japan ourselves must talk directly with North Korea in the final analysis. I am determined about that.
So, Hayashi-san,
Mr. Hayashi.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
安倍総理、トランプ大統領双方にお伺いしたいと思います。まず安倍首相、先ほどちょっと言及がありましたですけれども、拉致問題ではまず日朝首脳会談を開催するためには、まず拉致問題で成果を上げなければならない、これが前提になる。ではそこに至る具体的道筋、工程はどういうものを描いておられるんでしょうか。それに今日の会談では、首脳間を含む日朝対話の実施をシンガポールでの米朝会談でキム・ジョンウン氏に提起するようにトランプ大統領に要請されたのでしょうか。次はトランプ大統領にお伺いいたします。北朝鮮は拉致問題について解決済みだという立場を崩していません。これまでの水面下の含む米朝間の調整で拉致問題について北朝鮮は米側にどういう説明をしているんでしょうか。大統領ご自身、米朝会談で拉致問題を前進させるためにどう考え、どう働きかけ、どう取り組んでいこうということをお考えになられておられ、今日安倍総理にお伝えになられたのか、ご紹介いただければと思います。
In this regard? Well, I can speak first because I will tell you on the Prime Minister's behalf that he very much talked about abduction. It was preeminent in our conversations. He talked about it long and hard and passionately, and I will follow his wishes, and we will be discussing that with North Korea. Absolutely. Absolutely. Prime Minister, go ahead.
4月のマララゴでの日米首脳会談について、本日、私から改めて大統領からお話があったように、拉致問題についてお話をしました。その際、拉致被害者ご家族の切実な思いも含めて、丁寧にお話をさせていただいたところであります。
of the families of the abductees. And President Trump once again has stated that the abduction issue will be raised at the upcoming U.S.-North Korea summit. Now, at the U.S.-North Korea summit meeting, as to the concrete matters to be discussed, I would like to refrain from mentioning this at this juncture. But in any case, Japan's thoughts and position were explained at length, and President Trump has given his understanding, and he has promised that the issue will be brought up at the summit meeting in Singapore. And I am delighted of this. President Trump and the international community, I would like to closely work with President Trump as well as the international community to seek solution to the issue. In solving the abduction issue, Japan itself needs to have direct consultation with North Korea. I have not changed my resolve in doing so. And under this decision and resolve,
what will be conducive to solve the abduction issue. Of course, I will have to think about the summit meeting for Japan, North Korea summit meeting. If we are to have the summit meeting, the nuclear, the missile, and what is more important, the abduction issue, the solution to all these issues must be sought. And I hope that we will be able to realize a summit meeting which would lead to solution of the problems. But first and foremost, we need to seek advancement for the abduction, nuclear and missile programs. Japan and U.S. should closely cooperate with each other so that we will be able to see great success for the historic U.S.-North Korea summit meeting. And Japan would like to give our all-out efforts and support. Thank you.
I'd like to just close by paying my highest respect and regards and love, frankly. I've got to know him very well, to the Warmbier family, the incredible family of Otto Warmbier, who was a brilliant, beautiful, terrific young man. And he has not died in vain. I can tell you that. He has not died in vain. So to the Warmbier family, our love and our respect. Also, I'd like to say that we were tremendously successful in getting our 3 hostages back. And I'm very thankful to the cooperation that we received from North Korea. And the 3 United States citizens are now very happily ensconced in their homes with their families. They're very happy. They didn't think this was going to happen. And frankly, it would never have happened. But it has. So I just want to wish them well also. They had a tough journey, but I really respect the fact that we were able to work with the North Korean folks and get them out. They're very, very well ingrained already. They're back into, they were telling me they're now going to movies and they're going out to dinner, and they're back. They're back in our country, and it's a terrific thing. I believe we're going to have a terrific success or a modified success, but in one form or another, if it all goes, and things can happen between now and then. But I know many of you are going, and I look forward to seeing you there. I look forward to traveling with you. It's a long way, but I really believe that we have the potential to do something incredible for the world, and it's my honor to be involved. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.